Have you ever pondered what truly transpires when experienced hikers venture into the unforgiving wilderness and never return? In the frosty winter of 1959, a group of 9 skilled hikers embarked on a journey into the Ural Mountains of Russia. Their goal was to conquer the treacherous terrain, but the wild had other plans. They vanished without a trace, swallowed by the icy expanse, leaving behind a chilling mystery that has endured for decades. Several weeks after their departure, rescuers stumbled upon a haunting scene. Their tent, a sanctuary in the wilderness, was discovered abandoned, with its fabric torn open from the inside. It was as if the hikers had been desperate to escape, not from an external threat, but from something within their own shelter. The hikers' bodies were found scattered across the snow, some barely clothed, others barefoot, as though they had fled in haste from an unforeseen danger. The biting cold of the Ural Mountains is unforgiving, and yet the hikers seemed to have chosen it over the safety of their tent. But the mystery deepened. Some of the hikers bore internal injuries, their bodies ravaged from within, yet their skin showed no signs of external harm. And one of them, a woman, was found with her tongue grotesquely removed. Could this be the work of a predator, or was there something more sinister at play? Over the years, countless theories have been proposed, each more unsettling than the last. Some believe the hikers were victims of a violent avalanche. Others suggest they were driven to madness by infrasound, a low-frequency noise that can induce feelings of dread. And then there are those who whisper of paranormal explanations, of vengeful spirits and unknown entities lurking in the desolate mountains. As the snow continues to fall on the Dyatlov Pass, the mystery of what happened to those 9 hikers remains unsolved, sending chills down our spines. Imagine witnessing faces appearing on the concrete floor of your abode, changing and evolving over time. A chilling thought, isn't it? This was the reality for Maria Gomez Pereira, a humble resident of Bélmez de la Moraleda, Spain, back in the year 1971. Maria's home became the epicenter of a paranormal enigma when mysterious faces started appearing on her concrete floor. These faces were not mere smudges or stains. They were detailed, lifelike representations, each unique, resembling different individuals. Some appeared to be tormented, others seemed serene, but all were inexplicably etched into the very fabric of her home. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, these faces began to evolve. They would change, morph, and sometimes vanish, only to be replaced by new faces. This wasn't a one-time occurrence. The faces persisted, indifferent to Maria's attempts to scrub them away. In desperation, Maria and her family decided to remove the concrete floor, hoping to eradicate the eerie faces. But to their horror, the faces reappeared, undeterred, on the newly laid concrete. This inexplicable phenomenon attracted attention far beyond the confines of Bélmez. Scientists, parapsychologists, and journalists flocked to the small Spanish town, each hoping to unravel the mystery of the Bélmez faces. Some suggested it could be a form of thoughtography. Others hypothesized about the presence of a supernatural entity. Yet, despite extensive investigations and countless theories, no definitive explanation was ever reached. No one could answer the pressing questions. Who were these faces? Why did they appear? And most importantly, how did they manifest on a concrete floor? Decades later, the Bélmez faces continue to baffle us with their eerie manifestations, leaving us with more questions than answers. The faces of Bélmez stand as a testament to the inexplicable, a reminder that there are still mysteries in this world that defy our understanding. The story of the Bélmez faces remains a chilling enigma, a puzzle that continues to intrigue and unsettle us to this very day. What would you do if a malevolent entity took over your home, causing unexplainable disturbances and terrorizing your family? Let's delve into the chilling case of the Smurl family, who in the 1970s found themselves living a real-life horror story in their West Pittston, Pennsylvania home. Jack and Janet Smurl, along with their 4 daughters, claimed to be victims of a demonic haunting that turned their tranquil family life upside down. Their home, which once provided comfort and safety, became a playground for an unseen entity. The Smurls reported a series of disturbing events, ranging from foul odors reminiscent of rotting flesh to household items levitating and moving on their own accord. But the terror didn't stop there. They also reported experiencing physical attacks and even sexual assaults, all allegedly perpetrated by this unseen force. Desperate for help, the Smurls reached out to Ed and Lorraine Warren, the renowned paranormal investigators, known for their work on high-profile cases like the Amityville Haunting. The Warrens took an interest in the Smurl case, documenting the alleged paranormal activity and even claiming to have seen a dark, nebulous mass in the home. But not everyone was convinced. Skeptics questioned the validity of the Smurls' claims, suggesting that the family might have been influenced by popular horror movies of the time, or perhaps even succumbing to a shared delusion. Some even went as far as to accuse the family of fabricating the entire ordeal for financial gain. However, the Smurls remained steadfast, insisting that their experiences were all too real. They maintained that they lived in constant fear, tormented by an entity they couldn't see or understand. The case gained notoriety, inspiring books and movies and leaving a lasting mark on the realm of the paranormal. Despite the disbelief of skeptics, the Smurl Haunting remains a chilling reminder of the unknown that could lurk in the corners of our own homes. What if a cryptic creature emerged as a forewarning of an imminent disaster, its sightings becoming a chilling prophecy of doom? In the heart of the 1960s, Point Pleasant, a small and otherwise unremarkable town in West Virginia, found itself in the grip of such a chilling enigma. This tranquil town was plagued by a series of strange occurrences that had its inhabitants on edge. The epicenter of this fear was a creature that came to be known as the Mothman, a name as enigmatic as the creature itself. Witnesses described it as a large, winged humanoid, a grotesque figure that seemed to defy the laws of nature, its red eyes gleaming ominously in the dark. The sightings of the Mothman were not isolated events. They increased in frequency and intensity, casting a shadow of fear over the town. But it was the events of December 1967 that truly shook the inhabitants of Point Pleasant to their core. The Silver Bridge, a vital artery connecting West Virginia and Ohio, collapsed without warning, resulting in the tragic loss of 46 lives. This disaster was not just a shocking tragedy, but it also marked the culmination of the Mothman sightings. The increase in encounters leading up to the catastrophe led some to speculate that the Mothman was perhaps a harbinger of the disaster, an eerie sentinel offering a grim prophecy of the impending doom. This theory was further popularized by John Keel in his book, The Mothman Prophecies. Keel, a journalist and ufologist, investigated the events in Point Pleasant and presented a narrative that continues to captivate and terrify readers to this day. The Mothman prophecies, albeit disturbing, have become an integral part of folklore and paranormal studies. Their allure lying in the unanswered questions they pose. The fascination with the Mothman and the events leading up to the Silver Bridge disaster continues to thrive, sparking debates, investigations, and even festivals dedicated to the creature. As we delve into the Mothman prophecies, we are left to wonder if there are indeed otherworldly entities that serve as omens of impending doom. As we ponder this question, the enigma of the Mothman continues to loom, its red eyes watching from the shadows of Point Pleasant's past.